Hey, soul survivors, please like and subscribe. We're going to talk about the trauma bond. We just got done with the live chat, and one girl is still struggling. So it's kind of a viewer topic request on breaking free from this trauma bond. Now, one thing that's important is to understand the dynamics of the toxic relationship, also to understand ourselves. I'm going to give you some examples that will be as helpful as you allow them to be. So healing takes time. There is effort that we have to put into our healing process. We have to understand how that trauma bond happened with the intermittent reinforcement, and we're sometimes stuck. And as far as this lady, she's going through quite a hard time. And sometimes we have to realize what the cognitive dissonance is doing to us. A lot of times we pick the lesser of two evils. We often still make excuses for our narcissist. We have certain coping mechanisms because we were traumatized. And some of the portions of our brain have been damaged, and we have to give them time to rewire. And we also have a lot of brain fog going on. So sometimes it's hard to make the right decisions to stay motivated. So we have to set a plan for ourselves. Some things that are helpful are journaling. You can write down some things that you like about yourself, some of your goals, getting back to who you are. Write down who your friends are, who you need to reconnect with, and make a little check list that you communicate with those people and start rebuilding the friendships that you have. A lot of times we push away the healthy people for whatever reason. It's from something that's lacking. If we want to be more popular, we see somebody who's popular. That's who we're drawn to, as opposed to somebody who just truly loves us. And, narcissists do that too. We're trying to fill whatever void. Maybe we were repressed as a child, and we get attracted to a narcissist because sometimes they're wild and crazy, and we wish that we could have had that as a child. We had to really understand ourselves, and those things that we're missing. So maybe go on an adventure, or things that you have to understand yourself, the things that formed your personality. I find it really interesting. I did a poll. A lot of you were really good on answering, I'm nowhere near healed, or I want to understand more about the narcissist, or the narcissist in the new supply. But what I really found interesting, not one person in that poll said, I want to understand my personality more and how that affects my life. That's one thing that we need to talk more about. But I'd like to address this for this lady tonight, and I'll get deeper into it. But as far as tonight, you can do some positive affirmations. Tell yourself three things that are great about you, and give yourself some time. I know she's stuck with these thoughts just keep coming, and I've been there. So I know, me just saying, don't think about it, go to bed, is not going to help her tonight. So we do need time to grieve. We have to process it. If we don't process it, we will always be stuck. But we can give ourselves some time limits. I got 10 minutes. I can think whatever I want to think about him, get pissed. It could be a her. I can scream, yell, I can cry, I can do whatever. I'll give myself 10 minutes, set a timer, 5 minutes if you can do that. And then after that, maybe journal. Write down some things, write your thoughts out, or the pros and cons. Like, what am I really missing? And how long ago was that? And what are their efforts? Where did they show love? How did they show you love? And is that kind of love the kind of love that you need? And a good way to do it is also give yourself some things to do. Like, it's late at night, so she probably isn't going to go out tonight. But, I will cry, I will scream, I will whatever. And then I'm going to do a couple minutes of laundry. So you're going to feel good about accomplishing that. You took a task off. You're starting to free yourself from responsibilities to where you can live in the moment, or read a book. But when you read that book, focus on that book. Enjoy every moment of that book. Don't let your mind wander. Train your brain to focus. And that's hard when you have the brain fog, but we're training ourselves. Just like when you start lifting weights again, it's like, oh, this kind of hurts and I could only do so much of it. Give yourself some time. Read a little bit and kind of sometimes even move into a different room, change the atmosphere. And sometimes it's easier to clean, or maybe cook or get things ready for tomorrow or for your work day. But change of scenery, take a shower, whether it's a cold shower or a warm bath. Cold showers revigorate, they stimulate the vagus nerve, or if you need to calm down, a nice warm bath and just relax, kind of gets rid of the muscle aches and pains. And, set a schedule. I'm gonna think about them for 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, I'm going to do this. And then depending on what time it is for her, I'm not sure what time zone she's in, but, read a book, try not to, scroll social media. Sometimes that can, be detrimental sometimes. Either we're jealous or feeling like we're missing out, or misperceptions on, all these happy, happy people. And I finally clicked in my brain. I wish it clicked in during live chat, but it was a lady who her father had just passed away. She's a friend of mine, and he passed away like 3 days ago, but she's posting all these family pictures, and she came from a really traumatic childhood, and she's still posting pictures of her abuser, like they look super happy. And she seems like, love you, daddy, and you're in a safe spot now in heaven. And it seems like, they had this great little I'm sorry, father-daughter relationship. And I know the true story. So when we look at things, we're not seeing the true story. But we can write a letter to our narcissist when we're pissed off. We can say whatever we want to say, fuck you, motherfucker, or I wish you would have understood this about me, or whatever it is. And even say, you're missing out, whatever it is you need to say. And sometimes it will give you clarification, like, wow, they didn't see that about me. They didn't give me the chance, or whatever you're going to see in your words, or like this, you rewrite it and rewrite, and you're like, this is stupid. Uh, it's pointless. They're not going to even understand it. You're going to have different revelations depending on you and your situation. But you can write this letter and you can crumple it up and throw it in the trash and just kind of have the attitude like, fuck you, motherfucker. You threw me out like trash. I'm throwing this letter out like trash. And that can be your karma. Like, you didn't get this love felt letter. But don't send it. Don't send it. Do they deserve the time of day if they're not giving us the time of day? For her situation, they haven't talked since June, and it's currently the middle of April, and they haven't talked since June. And, a letter might help her process some things, because sometimes too, we want, in a sense, to be involved, and that can kind of give us a somewhat feeling of the communication that we feel we weren't able to say. But then it also gives us, in a sense, that karma of, you know, um, we don't get to communicate. You cut the communication ties off, and this is what that means. So stay true to yourself. Don't don't be hard on yourself. But sometimes exercise is good, and going for walks or reconnecting with people. I know for her it's probably late at night, and there's things that we have to do. We have to learn to self-soothe, and that's going to help us rewire our brain. It does take effort. And for me, it's 1:30 in the morning right now. I'm not sure what time it is for her, but to try to stay on a sleep schedule that, you know, uh, where we tell ourselves we're not going to let the narcissist keep us up late another night, because we're missing out on our life. We have to realize that we put so much energy into sometimes a non-existent relationship, and we're not putting effort into ourselves. We're not putting effort into our family or our friends. and we're not putting it into us. So write out some of your hopes and goals and focus on you for a little bit. You're hurting and they're not going to come through for you. And when we can learn to self-soothe, pamper yourself, do a fun hairstyle, change your hair up, not necessarily even a different haircut, but put some hair gel in there, or experiment with makeup, or put on a fancy outfit, or just feel good about yourself. Some pretty underwear, and guys, I don't know, switch it up to boxers if you wear briefs or whatever. I don't know. But just switch some things up. Um, make little challenges for yourself. What am I wearing today? Just pull out some different, have 3 piles of clothes and just somehow scramble the bags and pick one. And that's what you're wearing. Just surprise yourself. Do little things. I can think of some games that we can do with ourselves to kind of keep life interesting. You can do that with food. You can do that with clothes. You can do it with, um, where am I going to go today? Today I'm staying home. I'm reading a book. Today I'm going for a walk. Whatever the things are, you can make it a little more interesting, a little more exciting when you know, I'm going to surprise you. We're going to surprise ourselves. What's our surprise today? What do we get to do today? As opposed to today I'm going for a walk. Tomorrow I'm going to do this. Make it exciting. And look forward. What do I get to do tomorrow? Ooh, today's the day I get to go shopping. Um, Treat yourself sometimes, to whatever is special to you, whether it's an art class or a hot fudge sundae or something healthy, or, just drive around and take in the beauty of nature. But for tonight, I think what she should do is either write a letter and discard it, or do some journaling, write your feelings out. And another thing is that redirect, go into a different room, either clean, declutter your house, declutters your mind, or set some time limits. I'll let you grieve. But when that timer goes, live in that moment. So motivate yourself to do something. So even if it is cleaning the kitchen, live in that moment. Like, wow, my counter looks really good right now. Or it feels really good to remove that stain finally that I've been putting off. Whatever it is, it's not just wiping down counters and thinking like, why doesn't he call me? It's living in the moment and enjoying. And it's going to feel so good tomorrow that your kitchen's clean or whatever it is that you did. But don't use it as brain dead time. You're just moving stuff and going through the motions. Live in the moment and enjoy that moment. So if it's laundry folding time, take in how nice it smells or how soft the towels feel. Live in that moment. Give yourself some narcissist time if you need it, because in the healing process, you have to grieve. There's times you can be angry. So be angry. Be angry. I wish you were here folding the towels with me. I wish that, but after you say that, go do it and just live in that moment. Like, I love the way I fold my towels. I know how I like them. And over time, we're going to start practicing the self-care, and we're going to release the anger. We're going to understand our thoughts. And that's why journaling helps. Mindfulness. That's the mindfulness we're working on now. I will give you a certain amount of time. We can go back and revisit it tomorrow. But today, this is what we have. And then if you live in the moment with the next challenge that you gave yourself, you're not allowing yourself to think in a different time spot. So if you need to do that 3 times a day, have those 10-minute breaks and think about them and cry or whatever. But there comes a time where you got to pull yourself up. And we got to tell ourselves, I can do it. We have to change our self-talk as opposed to, I'm never going to get over them. I'm never going to feel right again. That we're I'm healing. I'm making steps every day. Um, you know, that we have to realize, we deserve to be loved. You are enough. And the fact that you care so much about somebody says what a beautiful human being you are. But don't forget who you are. Have we practiced self-love today? And once you start doing it, it's going to change the way you feel about yourself. I promise you. So whatever it is, even putting on chapstick if you have chapped lips, or doing your nails, or give yourself a massage, put some lotion on your hands and rub your legs, and just, live in that moment. Don't rub your legs and be all sad. Like we had that time. We're going to focus on that kind of tickles when I do that, or that feels good, or, oh, I didn't realize I was sore right there. Maybe I need to rub it, or put a heating pad on, whatever it is. But when we direct and live in the moment, we're going to be able to enjoy it and get the endorphins or dopamine or serotonin or whatever that activity is going to bring to us. But if we don't allow ourselves to experience that moment, it's almost like it never happened. So I have lots to say on this subject. It's 1:35 in the morning, so I'm going to have to tune out, but I wanted to address that before I went to bed, that those are a couple steps. Put one of them into motion. And hopefully I'll see you guys in live chat. I take your healing very seriously, and I'm here for you. So let me know what you're struggling with. If this video is helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe. One-on-ones are available, and I'll see you hopefully in live chat, where we have a great, great supportive community where you can get real-time information. I'll see you soon.